Hi, I'm Georgette Pierre, and you're watching Black and Nuanced podcast in HD, baby. I decided to do a visual extension of my podcast of the same name, which dispels the idea that all Black people are monolithic. You had a natural birth. Can you tell me about that? Because I actually want that whenever I have children. You do? Is it called a water birth? Was it a water birth?
Well, I had mine in the water, yeah. It was like the best thing I've ever experienced in my entire life.
Yes.
And I think when you're ready to have children, I think you should totally go for it. When I was younger, here goes that whole inner child me coming out. When I was younger, I used to always watch A Baby Story on TLC. And I used to be like, dang, like some of the women would have natural births at home. And I had seen like, you know, the women having babies at home. I even seen this one lady on a show on TLC. She went and delivered her baby like in the middle of the ocean against these rocks with her husband with like no help. And I was like, damn, that's tight as hell. And I just never forgot it. And I was like, if I have babies, I want to do a birth in the water. So when it was time for me to pick a provider to do my delivery, I knew for certain I wanted to have a Black care provider.
Yep.
And because I wanted it to be Black. When my baby met his welcome squad, I wanted it to be important that he knew that people of color brought him in this world. So I found my midwife, Debbie, of Tribe Midwifery in LA. I love her. She's the best midwife ever. And it was like family immediately. Like the first meeting, I was like, we have to do this. Like we're doing this. And his dad, he had never seen a natural birth. It was like so new to him. So he was kind of like scared for me, like, you know, are you gonna be okay? Are you gonna be safe? And I was like, you acting like I'm going to birth a baby in the woods with some damn people that don't speak the same language as me. Like, she's certified, she's Black, I feel comfortable, and she's been doing this for years.
And the real talk, Jasmine, you might be safer doing a natural birth than being in the hospital as a Black woman. Let's be clear.
That's exactly how I felt too, because right before Giles was born, that's when Judge Hatchett's daughter-in-law, Kira, she had her baby at Cedars in Beverly Hills, and she died because they didn't work on her fast enough. But so I was like, I feel way safer. And I had also seen 2 deliveries. My cousin and my friend, I was there when they delivered their babies in the hospital. And I just didn't like the rigmarole that came with, you can't eat for this amount of time. You got to take a shit before this time. You got to do this before you can go home. I was like, hell no. I'm going to do what I want to do, eat what I want to eat, and be at home already so they can't tell me when I got to leave. Mm-hmm. And I just wanted freedom. I just loved the freedom that I was going to have. And I had him September 3rd. I think it was the hottest day of the summer that year. And and my mom, it was early in the morning. I couldn't sleep the night before. I had called my mom. She was in Vegas. And I had told her, like, I can't sleep. I don't feel good. And my mom, she's so dramatic. So she was like, why don't you just call your midwife? You know, you might be in labor. And I had 2 more weeks until I was deep. I was like, I ain't, about to have this baby. Like, I'm not about to call my midwife. But on the low, I texted her. I was like, Debbie, I couldn't sleep last night. And she was just like, okay, like, just still try to get some rest. And let me know, like, if anything changes, like, with your discomfort, if it gets worse. So throughout the day, it started getting worse. And then I guess Debbie realized that she already knew I was in labor, but she was like not trying to tell me so I could stay calm. She's a G, like her method.
Oh, that's dope.
So my cousin, his dad, my mom, and my midwife, they were there. And we got it on tape. She always tells me that it's like the best birthing video that she's seen just because of all the funny shit that I was saying. So I'll probably make a shirt with some of the quotes I said on my birthing story too.
That actually, I think it's fly because you did it. You put a snippet up on Instagram. I feel like, I don't remember how long ago, and I saw that, and I was like, oh, I want to ask her about this, and great, perfect opportunity to do that. I thought that's dope. Yeah. And it seems like, I feel like, if anything, like that may have probably been like an easier process, and people have just been socialized to believe you got to go to the hospital. and have this baby. But whoever I'm with, Jasmine, we're not doing that. My mom's going to have to, my mom's a nursing supervisor, and she's really kind of into traditional ways of certain things, but she's also from the islands. And so I'm sure she's seen things naturally, but I just know that is something that I am not wavering on. I want a natural childbirth. I absolutely want it. So then what happens at the end? You said what?
Oh, I said it's less invasive too. Like the whole time I was going to my prenatal appointments, there was not one time. I think if she ever did, it was only one time. But I don't ever think there was one time where I had to get my coochie checked and whatever they be doing during them prenatal appointments. I be having friends tell me yeah, I gotta go to the doctor. They're and they gotta touch your coochie. The whole time, my midwife didn't have to touch my vagina until my son, the day he was born.
Yeah. What happens at the end? Do you have to get sewn up in the hospital? What happens? Does it heal itself?
It depends. If you tear, you'll have to get sewn up. My midwife, if I would have torn, she was ready. She had everything she needed to sew me back up. Yeah. It's legit.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. It just, but the way, when you're delivering at home, she doesn't have you push. She if I was there, I was in my mind, I'm Debbie, what do I do? He's coming. And she was just breathe him out. I don't know if that snippet is on the video that I have online, but you can hear her in the back. She's just breathe him out, Jasmine, just breathe him out. And so I was okay, and I was just breathing and he just came out. Georgette, I promise you, I never had to push one time. All I had to do was just take some two nice big breaths, and he literally slid out my vagina.
Oh my gosh.
All those videos, not videos, but movies, and they're dramatizing the childbirth process where the woman in the hospital, she's sweating. It really does not have to be that way. I understand that's the reality for some people, but it really doesn't have to be that way.
I'm so glad we just
you're good.
Oh, I'm so glad we debunked that. I love it because I was I have to ask you about that.